Hello and welcome everyone. Just give us a few seconds to have a few more attendees join our list and then we'll be ready to go. We're ready to proceed. If you just give us 30 more seconds, please. All right, Steve, I think we can begin now.
Okay.
Okay, great stuff. Thank you everyone for joining today. This is the 6th session of our MicroStation Live Series this year. Today's topic is drawing extraction and intelligent sheets, and we'll be delving into that very shortly. So first, of course, this is an interactive session, so please do go ahead and chat and share comments and ask your questions. We'll do our best to try to answer those as and when we proceed. You'll also, as always, receive a recording of this via a YouTube link shortly after this call, and you can replay and share and come visit again at a later time. And of course, stay tuned for our next session as well. There are more sessions to come with more interesting titles and more exciting topics to go through. So with me today, we've got Steve. Steve Rick is a senior consultant here at Bentley Systems and has had several number of years working with MicroStation, haven't you, Steve?
Yes. Yeah. I think I've worked at Bentley for 28 years. So I know MicroStation very well, and drawing extraction is something I've been doing for quite a while. So hopefully we're all going to get something out of this.
Yeah, definitely. That's great. We'll ensure to tap into your expertise today then. Thank you. So yeah, jump right into it. Today's topics. So today's topics are mainly about making more efficient your design workflows. So first point is drawing extraction. So with this topic, this drawing extraction, sometimes named as dynamic views, it's a general name that encompasses several related technologies. We share a common goal of making model analysis and documentation more interactive and intuitive. So these range from use models of detailing symbol styles to saved views and also referencing. Our second point touches on intelligent sheets. So this covers the point of generating consistent, high quality, paper and digital deliverables such as paper plots, reports, 2 or 3D PDFs, and 3D physical models. We'll also talk about how this process can be automated and speeded up in helping us annotate and create display styles and also reports. So no doubt Steve will get into further detail. Steve, if you can just share your screen with us, please. I'll put it up on the screen. And as we said, this is an interactive session. So just while we get the second screen up, please do ensure you're commenting and asking questions, and we'll do our best to answer those as and when we proceed. Over to you, Steve. Thank you very much.
All right. All right. Well, thank you. That was a great introduction. And I see you got my new picture too. That's excellent.
Yes.
Maybe I should have stuck with the younger one though. That was also good. So yeah, it's drawing extraction and intelligent sheets. What does that do for us? Drawing extraction is something that we've been doing at Bentley here for quite a while. It started with some older products about 20 years ago. It was called drawing extraction, but we've changed things up a little bit now. We call it now dynamic views, right? And then the intelligent sheets would be our sheet indexing. So what we're going to do here really quick is I'm going to use a building example. I'm sorry for all you civil people out there, but you have to remember whether I do this with a building or whether I do this with a bridge or a roadway design, doesn't matter. The process is still the same. There are some automated processes inside of some of our vertical applications like open roads and open buildings and things like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that we can do this in MicroStation, just plain old MicroStation. So we're going to start with a building, and what I'm showing on my screen right now is just a 4-story building. It's a 3D model. We work from a 3D model. The idea of drawing extraction or dynamic views is that I already have my building drawn. It's drawn in 3D, and I should be able to extract the floor plans, the elevations, the sections, the details out of this building. I've already drawn it. So that's what we're going to show you today. We're going to start by extracting a floor plan, and then let's see where we can go from there. Okay. We're going to take that floor plan, and then, of course, we might want to use that floor plan for a number of different things. So let's get started. You can see here I have a 3D building. I'm just going to very quickly rotate the view a little around so you can see that, yes, it's a 3D building. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut a floor plan out of it. The first stage of this is our 3D model, of course, and then cutting a floor plan out, right? So I'm going to go actually to a front view. Okay, you can see that I'm doing a front view here. And you can see my front view of my building. And this is how I cut a floor plan out. So I'm going to go to my drawing workflow and my annotate tab. And what we're going to be focusing on over here is these, what we call detailing symbol styles. Now, these will only work in a 3D drawing, except for the drawing boundary, and you might get away with a detail one. But we're going to start with a plan callout, right? A plan callout. Now, I've got a seed file. This does take and require some setup. Okay, we have a number of classes on the Learn server that we will post on the screen at the end here. But what we have to do is we have to select a proper seed file that has everything that we need inside of it. Okay, so I'm going to select plan sheet only. I'm going to turn on the create drawing checkbox, and I'm also going to turn on annotation scale. Now, what I want to do is I want to tell MicroStation where I want to cut through this plan, right? And I'm going to say I want to cut right through just below the headers of my door. Okay, I want to cut through this direction, and then I want to look down. This is the direction I'm looking. I can either look up or I can look down. Okay, and then the rectangle I'm drawing there is basically doing a clip volume, right? So we've kind of automated this process a little bit in MicroStation to where now I could do this all with clip volumes and saved views and reference files, right? But we've automated this process through the create drawing dialog box where I tell it where to cut, which way to look, and how far down you want me to look. If I wanted to leave out the footings, I could leave out the footings, but I want to include those, right? And there we have now the create drawing dialog box. This is going to be a floor plan, okay? And this is going to be my drawing model. And I'm going to put drawing after that. Okay, so I've named my, this dialog box is split up into 3 different sections. The top section is a saved view. That's what you're creating on this top section, a saved view. The middle section here is a drawing model, and the bottom section here is a sheet model. Okay, so now here the drawing seed that I've selected here, you see, doesn't allow me to create a drawing model. As a CAD administrator, I can actually, through dynamic views, basically steer my users on what I want them to create or what I don't want to create. Okay, so I'm going to have to cancel out of this. Of course, that's the great thing about live sessions is that we can mess up, and even after 28 years, I still messed up. So what I did was I picked the wrong C file. So what we're going to do here is I'll get rid of that, and we'll just do it one more time. It's easy to backtrack and get rid of the stuff that we want, right? So I can come in here and I'm going to say plan drawing. There we go. Plan drawing. I'm going to create my drawing model. Cut through the building again. That's better. Now I can see tell it I want to see the footings. And you can see here, I'll name it again, call it a drawing. And here, and actually that error I just caused was a good example of what I was talking about. The saved view for this dynamic view or this seed file that I'm using, you see now I can only create a drawing model. I can't create a sheet. The last time I did this, I picked the wrong seed file and I could only create a sheet and not a drawing. So I'm actually steering my users to the direction I want them to go. Okay. I could add it to a sheet index, right? But I'm not going to do that right now. And I'm just going to say open model. When it's done, I'm going to hit OK. And there's my floor plan. Okay, so I've cut that floor plan right out of my 3D building. Okay, right out of my 3D building. Now, this is a drawing model. We have three types of models in MicroStation: a design model where we do our design work, a drawing model where we actually is an interim step between design and sheet, and then we have a sheet model, and that's our intelligent sheets or our drawing composition. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this drawing model as a control, right? We can use this drawing model to control our sheets. Now, in an architectural setting like this, our sheet or our first floor plan that we have here, I might want to use that first floor plan 5 or 6 times in my construction documents, in my plan set. I might want to use it as a footing layout, a foundation plan, an electrical plan, a reflective ceiling plan, a door and window schedule, an emergency evacuation plan. So this first floor plan, I'm going to use multiple times. Okay. So what I want to do now is I want to put this on a sheet. Okay. So I'm going to come in here to, again, the detailing symbol styles. Well, actually, I'm going to go to the view tab this time, because I want to put this onto a sheet really quick so I can show you how to put that onto a sheet. I'm going to go to the View tab, and I'm going to do a named boundary. Now, named boundary is new, actually not new to MicroStation. It's been around as saved, or not saved views, but named fences. It used to be called named fences, and we call it named boundaries now, but we've added the Create Drawing dialog box, and I can actually put, say, I want to draw 2 points around this floor plan, and I'm going to tell it to create the drawing here. This little dialog box here in the middle here, or these settings in the middle, allow me to do a single named boundary by 2 points. I can do a rectangular array of a named boundary, or for our civil people, we can do a linear array of a named boundary. So I can array a named boundary up an alignment. Okay, so we're not forgetting about your civil people here, but we just want to do a named boundary around 2 points. So I'm going to basically create my 2 points around here. Now I'm going to make another mistake here. I just caught myself, but the named boundary, when I draw those 2 points, is just an element in MicroStation. We want to make sure that we put that on a its own level, so I can turn that off. I don't want to show that on my sheet. So let's see if I can find, here is a drawing boundary. So I'll use the drawing boundary level. Very good. I'm going to draw my 2 points again around my floor plan and accept it. And then here we go. I get the same dialog box. Okay. I have to choose a seed file just like I did before. Now this time, instead of choosing the drawing seed file, I'm going to choose top sheet only. Okay, top sheet only means that I'm only going to create a sheet. When I do that seed file, you see it turns off the create drawing model, turns on the create sheet model, right? And then also new to this is the detail scale. So the detail scale is actually calculating by the 2 points I placed on my screen around my floor plan. It's calculating the size it's going to fit on my sheet. Okay. So I want my users to do as little work as possible. I want to make this as easy as possible for them. So I have everything all set up. I can add it to the sheet index right here if I want to. That will then number the title block on the sheet that I have set up. But we're not going to do that yet. I want to show you that automatic numbering and how it works. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up the sheet model. I'm going to hit OK right here. And there we go. We've got a nice floor plan on a sheet. As easy as that. Okay. Now, like I said, when I first created the drawing model, or when I first cut the floor plan out of the elevation, I could have at that point told it to put it in the sheet index, but I wanted to show you this process, right? So I could have, with the click of two buttons, right, two left clicks on my mouse, I could have created the drawing model, created the sheet model, and filled out all the title block all at the same time with the click of two buttons. Okay. I'm just showing you the process. Now, this is nothing more than a reference file here. Now, the drawing boundary is also around the outside. Like I said, I don't want to see that in my model. But the first thing I'm going to do is, again, when I set this sheet up, I centered the floor plan on the sheet, where I told it to center it on the sheet, not in the drawing boundary or the drawing area. So I'm just going to move this over a little bit. I'm kind of a stickler for that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to move this. It's just a reference file, so I can move it wherever I want to on the sheet and get it centered nicely. Very, very nice, easy commands. Okay, and then I want to turn off that drawing boundary because I don't want that around there. I might want to dimension this here. I could dimension it in the common things from floor plan to floor plan. This might be my foundation plan. Okay. And I might want some dimensions on there. So I can dimension it in the drawing model and then just turn them on here with the levels. But watch this. I'll come in here and I'm going to turn off. This is my level. This is nothing but my level display. I'm going to turn off the drawing boundary here. So I've got a nice clean floor plan. Also, I want to point out a couple things that get filled out automatically. So if you take a look, the drawing bubble down here, right, it says untitled, untitled. Again, I messed up. I forgot to name that, but we'll fix that later. It has a scale. It's detail number 1 here on the drawing. It's probably going to be the only one here. And then if you look down here, it says untitled. Those will be replaced when I put this into a sheet index. Okay. When I bring this into the sheet index, it'll automatically renumber this and retitle this. And we'll create another one. We'll create another detail sheet really quick so we can show you what I'm talking about. So let's get to the sheet index. Let's do this. And then what we'll do is we'll create a detail sheet. So I'm going to go over here to the left to Explorer. Okay. Explorer is where my sheet index is. So right down here, sheet index. Okay. Here's my sheet index. Now I've already got a couple sheets in there already, right? So for instance, this is going to be a floor plan, but I've already got 2 plans in here. Okay. So, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to focus on the title block. So here's the title block, the drawing number, right? I want to do this. So when I bring this into the sheet index, it automatically numbers my sheet. Now, this could entail a number of different numbering methods. If you want to number yours, this is sheet 1 of 200 and 2 of 200. You can certainly do that, okay? I know a lot of customers abandoned that method because we didn't have a very good way to automate that. So, but we're going to bring it back again. Now, I'm just choosing to put a drawing number in here. So I'm going to open up my models dialog box. Okay. And here it is it's untitled, right? And I should have named it. I forgot to name it. I messed up again. So let's just name it floor plan, right? Now, see how it filled my title block in automatically? I just went in there. I messed up, right? So the software or this dynamic views is a little forgiving, right? And I forgot to name that when I created it. So I just renamed it and it automatically filled that in my title block. Now let's take this model, my floor plan, my sheet, and let's put it into the plans section here in my sheet index. So I'm going to drag this. Now watch, what I want you guys to watch is this drawing number right here. So I'm going to drag and, well, first of all, I have to open the sheet for editing. The sheet index is stored in a file that is external to my drawing file. And the reason we do that is because multiple people can edit it. Okay, anybody who's in this project or doing a job in this project or a plan in this project can actually edit that sheet index. I have to put a sheet in there, so I have to be able to edit it. Okay, so I'm going to drag and drop the floor plan into the plans here. Oh, and I didn't turn on that. Second icon there is open for editing. So we're going to open for editing. We are going to expand this. I'm going to drag my floor plan right into the plans section here and let go. Now you see it says 3 up there. And also, did you see here? AE 103. That's the third plan that I put in here. There's a plan sheet, there's a first floor plan, and there's a floor plan. Okay. I can rename those if I want to. But you see that it numbered the sheet for me. Also, when I do that, okay, when I finally put this sheet into a sheet index, I want to take a look at the thing. Remember that said untitled here, right? So it still says untitled here. I'll have to refresh that. But this is detail number 1, AE 103 is of course, the sheet number. The 1 to 100 scale is how we put it onto the sheet. Very, very nice floor plan. Now, like I said, I can detail here. I can basically dimension here. I can label my rooms here. But for instance, those labels and those dimensions I might want on other sheets as well. Like I said, I'm going to probably use this sheet about 4 or 5 times, right? I need 4 or 5 of these sheets in here for reflected ceiling plan, for electrical, for furniture, for emergency evac. So basically what we can do is go back to the drawing model. So here's my drawing model. I can draw another named boundary here, create another sheet just as easy as I did the first one, put it in the sheet index. I can put it in there on the fly, and everything is going to be good. But let's do one other thing. Let's kind of move forward here to creating a detail sheet. So I showed you how to get your bigger plans in here, how to cut through an elevation to get a floor plan. I can also use this drawing model to cut through and create a section. Okay. And if we have some time at the end, we can do this. How are we doing on time there, Muslim?
Yeah, perfect, Steve. No rush. It's coming up to 1:30, so we've still got some time.
Okay, excellent. So I'm going to do a detail. Okay, let's do a detail. I'm going to do a stair detail in particular. Okay, I'm going to use my drawing model to control that. Right, this drawing model is going to control all 5 of my sheets for floor plans, and I'm also going to have it control my detail. So we're going to do a stair detail. Right, I'm going to go back to the View tab, and you can see I have a special place here for details in my sheet index. This time I'm going to put it in there automatically, right? I'm going to show you the automated process, which is just turning on a button. So it's not a huge deal, but we can do that. So I'm going to say place a named boundary. Okay. I'm going to call this detail. Let's try that. Detail. I don't want to mess up. Remember, don't leave it untitled because you have to fix things later. All right. I'm going to turn on the create drawing dialog box or create drawing checkbox. I'm going to do a single named boundary. I'm going to place that around this stairwell right here and accept it. And then I'm going to come in here to create drawing, and I'm going to show you here detail. Let's see here. I'll just put it on top sheet only again. So I do have, you can also set up a detail sheet. I know a lot of people like to do detail sheets with 6 or 7 details on them. Like they square it up. They put 6 or 7 rectangles on the sheet and they put details in them. You can do that as well and automate that process. And MicroStation will tell you which ones you've used and which ones you haven't used, which is kind of cool. Don't have time for that today, but maybe a future session. Okay. So I'm going to do top sheet only. I'm going to create a new sheet. Okay. It's called detail, top sheet only, create a new sheet. Now it says it's going to fit this detail on at 1 to 25. Now I want to put more than one detail on there at more than one scale. right? This kind of blows people away because this was hard to do in the past. So this is now really easy. So it's telling me that it will fit it at a 1 to 20, but I'm going to choose a larger scale to make it smaller on the sheet. So I'm going to do 1 to 25 scale, okay? Because I want to put 2 details on that sheet, maybe 3 even. So I'm going to say I want to on at 1 to 25 scale. And then I'm going to say add it to the sheet index, okay? And I promised that I'd do that. I have it open. I do have to open it for editing. It's there. And I'm going to say I want to put it in details. We'll just put it in there. And I'm going to hit, well, actually, let's put it in 400, enlarge detail plans. There we go. All right, now I'm going to hit OK. And I'm going to hit OK. So I told it to edit to the sheet index. I told it to open the model when we're done. Also, I want to point out here one really, really cool thing is that I do have up here a way that I can, I know this is a question on a lot of people's mind because I'm putting these sheets inside of this DGN file, right? So I'm creating multiple sheets inside of here. There are a couple of my customers like U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, U.S. Army, things like that, people like that, and a number of DOTs that have to put a one sheet per DGN. So from this dialog box, I can turn this on and create a whole new DGN, right? I can say create a new DGN, and every sheet I create is its own DGN. So I can put one model per DGN, just like they request. So I can put this in another file. Just for ease of use right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in this file. So I can get to, so I chose my 1 to 25 scale right here, right? This is my sheet size. My sheet size is full size 1 to 1, 1 to 25 scale. I'm going to hit OK. Okay, now, don't freak out. See that you can't see anything in there. The elements are really there, right? If I move my cursor around, there are elements there. It's just that the rectangle that I put on top of my detail is being hidden by the rectangle itself. That's why we put it on a separate level. So I'm going to come in here. I know it didn't happen with the floor plan, but it did happen with this one. So I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to turn off the drawing boundary level, right? And there's my beautiful stair detail. Again, I didn't have to draw this, right? It's already drawn in my floor plan. I can just put it on the sheet and then move it around to where I want. Okay, you can see down here, it's got the drawing number in there already, right? AE402, we put it in large detail plans. It's called the detail. Detail number 1 on this sheet, it's a 1 to 25 scale. And, oh, you know, I'm sorry, I forgot to number this one. I chose the wrong sheet, but you get the idea. You saw it with the floor plan. I'm going to do one more thing. Are we still good, Muslim?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, excellent. How much time do I have left anyway?
You can go on all night. We can go on for another 10-15 if you feel
okay,
it's right.
Beautiful. That's excellent. Thank you very much. So I promised you that I was going to put 2 details on this sheet. Okay, so I want to make it very, very clear, dynamic views, that you can put all your sheets in one drawing. You can put you can create a drawing for every sheet that you have automatically. Okay, or I can actually put it in the same sheet. I can take a detail and I can put it in this same sheet. Okay, now this is a 1 to 25 scale, so I'm going to show you how easy it is. We're going to do the next one here at let's say 1 to 50 scale. Okay, and we're going to go back to the drawing model. We did this stair detail here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do the stair detail over here. We're going to come in. We are going to do another name boundary, right, by 2 points. This time I'm going to call it stair detail. And I think the room number for this stairwell is a 129. So I'm going to put this. I'm going to put the room number on there. I'm going to tell it to do a single name boundary, and I'm going to turn on the create drawing dialog box again. Right, so it will create a drawing for me. It doesn't matter which way I draw my rectangle. So this time I'm going to go from here to here. Oops, hit the wrong button. Sorry. There we go. From there to there.
Steve,
Yep.
while we're here, just 2 points. Sorry to our audience. I think we've got a slight bandwidth issue and there's some blurring. Just want to reassure everyone that when we publish the recording, this should go top quality. But Steve, a very good question. Tying in with what you're about to do now. We've got Robin who's asking whether you can do this with a circular cut. I mean, I thought you could if you define it as a circle element. Could you do that?
Yes, this with the name boundaries. If I'm using my detailing symbol styles, yes, I can do this with a circular cut. But there's a little caveat to that, okay? So I'm gonna accept this here really quick, okay? And I'm going to basically tell it my top sheet only. Let me finish this and then I'll address the issue. Okay, let me put this on the sheet and then I'll address the issue for circular cut. Okay. All right. So yes, you can use a circular cut, but you have to use the detailing. I'm using the name boundary right now, but you can do it with the detailing. All right. So I can tell this to do. So I'm going to tell it here that I don't want to put it in a new file. I want to put it on an existing sheet. Okay. I don't want to create a new sheet. So I'm going to put it on my detail sheet. There's my detail sheet. You can see the sheets that I've created are right here, right? I want to put it on my existing detail sheet. I'm going to choose the first one was a 1 to 20. I'll just do this one as a 1 to 25. That's okay. A 1 to 25. Two different scales on the same sheet. I'm going to hit open. I'm going to hit OK. There we go. And I'm going to just kind of move that. Yeah, I got to turn that level off first. Thank you very much. Right there. Okay. And then I can move that reference. And we'll put that up there. Right there. Good. So two different scales here. That's a 1 to 25 scale. That's sorry, I did 1 to 25 scale again. All right. I'm going to address your circular cut. Okay. Very, very good question, by the way. If I want to do maybe another cut here, another detail of maybe the column detail. Okay. I can actually do that under the annotate and going back to the detailing symbol styles. Okay. I can say do a detail cut and I can tell it to do a circle, an ellipse, or a rectangle like I have been doing. So can we do a circle? We certainly can. So I can choose a drawing seat just like I've done before. And I can say, I'll just say top sheet only one more time. Let's do a circular cut around a column here and put it on the same sheet that we just created. That'll be cool. Circle cut, create drawing. And this is a more traditional detail, okay, because it has a detailing symbol style. So I can say draw a circle around here, right? This is what we wanted. Draw a circle around here and then place the call out over here, okay? I can have that show up on my floor plan if I want to use that floor plan to control that detail, right? So I'll put that over there. Right click to stop. I'll call this a column detail. Okay, the detail. Create a sheet model, but I'm going to say put it on the existing detail sheet. Right, I've already got two details on there. And then I am going to choose a, there's a one, now it's calculating a 1 to 10 that it will fit on that sheet. But remember, I have two other details on there right now. So I might want to pick something a little bit smaller than that. So I'm going to do a 1 to 20. Those other two are 1 to 25. So I'm going to put this in a 1 to 20. And I'm going to hit OK. I think I've got everything filled out. Yes, detail, new, 1 to 20. We're good. Open model. And you see here, I want to point out one more thing. Add to sheet index is grayed out, right? It's checked, but it's grayed out. The reason that is because I've already got it in the sheet index. So MicroStation and Dynamic Views is smart enough to know that I've got this sheet that I'm putting this detail on in the sheet index already. It's not going to let me put it in there again. All right, I'm going to hit OK. There's our column detail. That's beautiful. I'm going to move this reference down just a little bit so we can see it better. There we go. There's my column detail. Okay. Now, again, I know the next question out of somebody's mouth is that, well, on a typical detail sheet, you're going to have a circle around this detail too, right? The boundary. You can have the circle around there. You can have the circle around there. That's not a big problem. I chose not to. I don't like the circles around there. I don't like the rectangles around here, right? Also, the title bubble here, that moves independently of the detail. So the distance away from the detail is set by me, and I can now move that to wherever I want. If I move the detail, the title bubble moves with it. Okay. If I move the title bubble, the detail stays in place. We've done that on purpose, by the way. All right. And if we take a look here at the title bubble, you see it's detail number 3. It's on AE 402, 1 to 20 detail, and it's a column detail. Okay. That's pretty cool. Also, I want to point out here that I can basically hover over this and use this to navigate my drawing, right? These little markers that pop up control where I do the cut from. So I can use those to navigate through my sheets and through my drawing models. So if I hover over this like so, I can say, click on this button that says Open Design Model. That's telling me to go to where I cut this, right? And there it shows me where I cut it. Okay. So I can use that to navigate, as well as being able to use the sheet index to navigate. Okay. So if I want to go back to my detail plans, here's my AE 402. I can just double click here in the sheet index and it will bring me back to my detail plans, right? So 3 different details. Again, remember, this was really hard to do in the past. This, putting multiple details or multiple drawings on a sheet and calculating scales was incredibly laborious. And you had to actually get out the old calculator and calculate different scales for the different details. So you can see that I did it pretty easily. And then putting the details and putting the floor plan on the sheets and having it automatically number, again, pretty good. One last thing, okay?
Steve, that's great. I don't know. I was trying to obviously print these, doing exactly what you tried to do now, probably about 5 years ago. I'm not sure what edition we were on, or it was probably the earliest Connect. I'm not sure, but I remember just taking ages to doing these and going back and forth and keep doing it manually. But I mean, even if the tool was there, even if the tool is there currently, automated for the users, many people still very manually go in and try to change it themselves. So it's a great insight to have this annotated, automated, and and of course it cuts down the error as well. When you're manually doing it, there's so many places you can go wrong, but if it's automated, you're far less likely to have it go from sheet 1 to 9 or something.
Right. Yes, exactly. Well, and here's another important, that actually brings up another important point, is that this sheet index over here, you can see I have it broken up into folders, and I have a number of different sheets and a number of different folders. For instance, if I by mistake throw something in my detail plan that should actually be in this detail plan, right? This detail, I can drag and drop it into the next folder and it renumbers all my sheets. Or let's say I have to create, for instance, I have to create 5 more floor plans, right? So I'm going to put 5 more sheets in here. Well, I've already got my details way out here, and I've got my sections way out here also that are numbered according to these sheets up here. So if I drop any sheets in before that, it renumbers the whole list of sheets, okay? And I don't have to do that, especially if I'm doing sheet 1 of 200 and 2 of 200. I'm sure everybody has felt that pain, right? I remember when I was just a young CAD operator just starting out, having to renumber 300 sheets, right? I
Wouldn't wish it on my enemy, huh, Steve?
I'm sorry, what was that?
You wouldn't wish it on your enemy now, would you, Steve?
Exactly, exactly. And that's
Yeah.
why I'm kind of so excited. I had to do this manually, right? So I'm so excited to show people this. Multiple details multiple details, multiple scales on a separate
Hmm.
sheet, right?
Yeah.
Um, and plus, the automatic numbering is something that is absolutely fantastic, and it all comes with MicroStation. It's all built
Yeah.
in MicroStation, right?
That's amazing. Steve, are you open to taking a few more questions?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Robin's highlighted he'd like to see the dynamic view seeds. I think they're coming up, or we'll share them with him in the comment section as we discussed. I'll respond to that in the comment section. So an individual named Random from YouTube has asked, can you have the section title reference back to sheet 1? And as an example, he said, section A call out is from sheet 101, then the section view is in the sheet 102 with section title A101.
Yeah, the numbering scheme that we use can be set up any way we want to. I just set up something simple for this demonstration, and but the numbering scheme can be set up something that you want to. I'll just kind of show you here really quick. Again, um, if I right click on these and go to the properties, the folder properties, you can see here the numbers and the increments and the sheet numbers and all of that stuff are here, right? I also understand that, the callouts, like on the drawing model and all of that, they have to reference a sheet as well. Okay, so that's actually
Mm-hmm.
referencing the floor plan as well, right? And I can
Mm-hmm.
turn those on in the floor plan, so I can come back here to the floor plan. Now that's my drawing model, right? But I might want to see that here in the plan views here, right? You see, I don't really see. I know there's a detail here, right, that I did. So I can basically say, turn on the call out here, right? And I can display that. Here's I don't know why I put it up there, but there's we can change that. I
Mm-hmm.
can change
Mm-hmm.
where this is, like so. And that then will reference the detail number and the sheet number that it is. I believe that's the question that was asked, right?
I believe so also, yeah. Random, if you think we've not answered it, please ask again for further clarification. Just a final one, Steve. The partially feedback or partially, hopefully, a request that we might be able to fulfill. Robin's asked, it'd be nice to get another set of detailing symbols already delivered with the original MicroStation, such as
Right.
European standards.
Correct.
Is this something we have, or is it something we could implement?
We battle with this at Bentley as far as development is concerned and what we should give away, right? Um, I can I can probably do you up one better. Instead of delivering one, I can show you through a class, right? We have a class on how to create detailing symbol styles, right? And I don't like the ones that are delivered with Bentley. Okay, I always create my own, right? So I'm more than willing to share those with all of my customers, the ones that I've created. Um, More importantly, I can show you guys how to maintain that and how to create that through classes on our Learn server. Okay. Um, the problem with delivering a whole bunch of sets of detailing symbol styles in different standards is that we would never stop delivering those. We would never stop creating those because everybody I talk to wants to do it differently or wants something a little bit different. This detail bubble might be that might not look at like this. Maybe you don't have this line through the middle there, right? You just have the numbers in there, or you don't use a circle, you use a square, right? I understand that. I understand that. We would much rather teach you how to do it, right? Teach a man to fish, you're going to eat for, right? Catch a man to fish, eats for a day. Teach a man to fish, eats forever, right? Kind of deal. So I'd much rather teach you how to do this, but we do have some. I'll share what I have, right? And we can just go from there. But even if I create a detailed set of symbol styles, right? you're going to find one thing that you're going to want to change on it anyway, right? It's inevitable. So as much as we'd like to deliver a whole bunch of them that fits everybody's needs, we found it impossible. Okay, so
I think that answers it. Thank you very much, Steve. Yeah, I think that's it for now for answering questions. As and when they come, please do continue to pop them into the comment section, and we'll do our best to answer those and any other ununderstood ones later in the comment section. And I'll just jump back onto here with shorter time. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you've probably seen on the top right of the screen, we have a QR code. If you'd like a 14-day MicroStation trial, please do go ahead and scan that from your phone. It will take you directly to our website, virtuosity.com, where you can instantly download a 14-day trial. We're receiving a lot of questions recently, what is this thing called Virtuosity and how does it work and how does it tie in with Bentley systems? If I can just give a quick overview of that, Virtuosity is a new setup as part of Bentley systems, and we provide and focus on small to medium-sized businesses. So if you're a practitioner or a small practice, these licensing mechanisms are fully designed for you. So you have an annual subscription license. This comes with what we call keys, which are essentially tokens you can utilize with our technical team, with individuals such as Steve, to give you varying forms of on-demand courses. So with these tokens, you can have tailored training, classroom sessions, or even consultancies. And with a typical MicroStation purchase, you might have 6 keys. So that equates to about 8 hours there. So just progressing from that, as I said, we've covered throughout these live MicroStation sessions some of these key topics of MicroStation and why it's a great CAD choice for infrastructure and architects and designers. So we covered the points of scalability and ease of use. We talked about high quality deliverables and how they can easily be produced. We've covered points regarding consistency and how you can deliver these projects no matter how and what how big and size. And we've also looked at the ease of use, of course, of MicroStation, how easy it is to implement some of the things, and we've partially touched on that in today's discussion as well. So here's the QR code again for the MicroStation trial. Do go ahead and touch it and scan it and download MicroStation and see how it goes. Yeah, that's been myself and Steve today. Thank you very much all for listening. If you have any questions, if you'd like to communicate with us and reach out and say hi or ask any technical kind of questions or licensing related questions, we'll be more than happy to help. Thank you very much for your time, and wish you a very pleasant rest of the week.
Thank you, everybody.